Imagine being in a room where a sudden mighty wind fills the air, followed by the sight of flames resting above people's heads. Such dramatic and awe-inspiring moments are documented in the Bible, showcasing the powerful presence of the Holy Spirit. And these presents can be physical. Here are 5 physical manifestations of the Holy Spirit recorded in the Bible and its significance. Number 1. Dove. One of the most iconic manifestations of the Holy Spirit is when he descended upon Jesus in the form of a dove. This event occurred during Jesus' baptism by John the Baptist. Matthew 3 verse 16. As soon as Jesus was baptized, he went up out of the water. At that moment heaven was opened, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting on him. Everyone is aware of this event in the New Testament, however. One of the most overlooked events in the Bible that's associated with the dove is during the time of Noah. The dove brought an olive branch to Noah, signifying the end of the flood and the start of a new beginning. This act has forever linked the dove with hope and renewal. The dove also signifies gentleness and peace. Number 2. Fire. On the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit manifested as tongues of fire, marking the birth of the early church. Acts 2 verses 3-4. They saw what seemed to be tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other tongues as the Spirit enabled them. We also see a powerful manifestation of Holy Spirit as a fire in Exodus. The burning bush and the pillar of fire, which is also known as Shekinah glory. Fire represents the purifying and empowering nature of the Holy Spirit, igniting a passion for God's mission. Fire also represents judgment and glory of God. Number 3. Cloud. Throughout the Old Testament, God's presence was often revealed through a cloud. This cloud symbolized the Holy Spirit's guidance and protection. Exodus 40 verses 34-35. Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled on it, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. The cloud signifies God's glory and the Holy Spirit's role in leading and dwelling among his people. It also signifies wisdom and life. Number 4. Light. The Holy Spirit's presence is also associated with light, representing God's presence and revelation. Acts 9 verse 3 and 4. As he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly a light shone around him from heaven. Then he fell to the ground, and heard a voice saying to him, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Jesus spoke to Saul through the Holy Spirit. This encounter followed Paul's transformation and his deep revelation of Jesus. Light symbolizes the Holy Spirit's work in illuminating our hearts and minds to understand and reflect God's glory. It also signifies God's revelation, transformation, and righteousness. Number 5. Wind. At Pentecost, the Holy Spirit's arrival was accompanied by a sound like a rushing mighty wind. Acts 2 verse 2. Suddenly a sound like the blowing of a violent wind came from heaven and filled the whole house where they were sitting. Wind signifies the power and life-giving breath of the Holy Spirit, bringing transformation and new life to believers. It's also associated with inspiration and fulfillment of God's promises. The manifestations of the Holy Spirit, whether as a dove, fire, cloud, light, or wind, each reveal a unique aspect of his character and work. They remind us of his gentle guidance, purifying presence, divine glory, illuminating truth, and transformative power. As believers, we are invited to experience and be transformed by the Holy Spirit, allowing him to work through us to fulfill God's purposes on earth. May we remain open to his presence and be continually filled with his Spirit, living lives that reflect his glory and love. God bless you all.